Hey everybody, let me just get rid of that music here. There we go. Welcome to what is always our most popular webinar that we do, the Retailer's Guide to a Successful Christmas. This is probably the 15th year that we've run this thing. A lot of familiar names on the line today who've been through this, who work for our clients, a lot of new people. So thank you. I'll give you a good introduction to who we are, what we think, how we approach things as we go through it. We've got a really busy session in here. I've got way too many ideas to share with you over the next 60 minutes. So I'm going to get rolling on these things. First off, you should expect to have a reasonably decent Christmas or not. Here's what I know. If you run your store, and I say this all the time, if you run your store the same way this year as you did last year, you're going to do less than you did last year. It's just the way the world goes. Consumers are more knowledgeable. They're more demanding. There's more competition online in a brick and mortar. Everybody around you continues to get better at what they do. Consumers have more choice than ever before. They can get what they want, how they want, if they want, at whatever price point they want. It's up to us now to maximize the potential of all of that amazing traffic that comes into our stores. We don't normally, in most retail operations, see this many people coming into our stores that we're going to see over the next 6 or 7 weeks. To the degree that we can optimize it, i.e., sell to more of those customers and sell each of them a little bit more money, is to the same degree that we are going to have a successful Christmas. So let me share with you, first off, a little bit of data. Leger, phenomenal organization. They do this survey of Canadian, for all my American friends that are on the line. Bear with me, this is Canadian data, but it very much applies to what's happening down in the United States as well. It's an unbelievably comprehensive report. If you're a member of the Retail Council of Canada, which you should be, it is available through their website. They make this available to you. I pulled out 3, maybe 4 slides from it. $975, the average amount of money that each consumer is looking to spend this year on Christmas. That is exactly the same as last year. You know how your household goes, my household goes. People end up spending a little bit more than that inevitably. We all overspend at this stage of the game, right? But that's an important number because it gives you an idea of consumer confidence in the marketplace. And if you're fast enough, you can see all the other data sitting around there. 46% intend to change their budget. Well, 25% think they're going to spend more. 22% think they're going to spend less. 79% of their budget is going to go to gifts towards others. That means 21% is going to be spent on themselves. That becomes important later on in the program. Gift cards, bottom right? 16% of people's Christmas budget will be spent on gift cards. That's a bigger percentage than ever before. It'll come up later in the program as well. Take a look at the chart here because this gives you an idea of anticipated holiday spend. So last year, $972, this year, $975. But you can see from 2021 how this has grown rather significantly. Retail's in good shape. And where are we spending money? I show this chart every year. The numbers don't change, right? So this just shows you the different categories of where people typically spend their money, right? So the red bar chart, that's where they think they're going to spend this year in 2025. But if you go to the right and you look at 24, 23, 22, 21, it's kind of static. None of these categories really jump. As much as we say retail has changed, consumers have changed, as consumers, we tend to spend our money in the same buckets year over year over year. You can see that clothing and accessories, food, alcohol, toys, hobbies, books, all those things continue to fall at the top of the list. And listen, if you're a category that's pets, pet supplies, and grooming, and you're going, it's only 3%. It's 3% of billions of dollars in consumer spending, right? It's still a boatload of money. This is designed to share with you how much more important Black Friday is becoming for consumers. It boggles my mind that we ever adopted this in retail at that one time a year where consumers have to spend money. We decide we're going to discount and give everything away to them at lower margin rates. I don't understand it, but that's okay. It's part of the reality of the world. But if you look, people are looking at spending a bigger percentage of their holiday budget, 10% more on Black Friday than last year. All I'm telling you is if you're running the type of store that potentially has customers who may be interested or motivated by Black Friday promotions, get your toe in the water and get moving on Black Friday promotions when you go through it. Here's my promise I tell to everybody. I'm going to go through boatloads of ideas. A lot of them you're already doing. You're going to go, well, of course, Graph, we have to do that. I know that's the case, right, on this thing. Find five, right? There are dozens. I used to know the count at 60. There's 70 ideas in here. Find five, put them together, figure out which ones work well together. And if you do this, I promise you, you can't help but sell more in your store. All right. I break it down into different areas: Christmas selling tips, managing your staff, store operations, marketing, which I have no right to talk about, right? And then at the end of this program, there's a fair number of independent retailers, 1, 2 store operations that have signed up for this program. Hang around at the end because I have some ideas that are specific for independent retailers. If you're a chain store, this isn't for you. So I will tell you when we get to that and you can sign off and get on with your very busy day. All right, selling to our customers. There is a massive trend, and I didn't put up the charts in Leger, for customers who are more value driven this year. They're looking for promotions, they're looking to be able to save money out there. If I'm a retailer, I'm showing my customers how to save money, right? I'm going to feature things that are going to allow them to save money. So whether it's your sale or discounted items, you're running a promotion. If you know that your price is market leading in that price, tag it, tell them compare at, right? Tell them to compare it at a higher price. It shows that you are saving the money. Show them volume purchases, bulk purchases. And for those of you who are in more of a premium type of category, and you go, Kev, we're not a real discounter. That's okay. What's your messaging about how your quality, perceived, real, or otherwise, saves the money? Because it's going to last longer, it's going to perform better, whatever the case happens to be. Find what is your value proposition in the marketplace. If you're not a discounted retailer, that's fine. I'm not asking you to be one. But everybody needs to be able to convey a stronger sense of value to their customers. Next, boggles my mind how much more customers know when they show up in stores. And it shouldn't surprise me because I'm the same. Like I do my research online before I go to shop to be able to buy something, right? Like, I'm in the market for a new car. Okay, well, there's not too much that the salesperson is going to teach me about that car before I show up there. The same thing applies, right? You need to know that your consumers have been online. So there's nothing more frustrating for a consumer. They go in and they're telling you about a promotion that your company is talking about online or products that are available online. And you're like, we have that? We do that? Like, you're the brand ambassador. Spend some time each day going through your company's Instagram feed, Facebook feed. Take a look at what's on their web. Take a look at what their email promotions are. You have to know that because your consumers know that. Your store is just an extension of the entire experience that is your company's brand. So you and everybody in that store spend a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes a day getting yourself up to speed. Next, be informed. Things move really fast in retail. Thank God. Products come in, they go. We sell a lot of stuff. Know what's going on. Do a store walk at the beginning of the shift, right? What's new? What's sold down? What sizes? What quantities do we have left? What's on promo? Where is it? What else can I... That last one is my favorite. What else can I sell with it? That's a selling thing. But all these other things are designed to make you more efficient in the store. Because now we're going to get busy. We're going to have all these customers that we have to deal with. Okay, well, where is it? Do we have any left? Okay, what sizes do we have left? Like if I walk in, I go, do you have that? Do you have any of these in a medium? And you go, I'm not sure. I could check the back room if you want. Know what's available. I know it's a big ask, but you'll be more efficient. Your customer will be more impressed with you when you go through it. At the beginning of the shift, as part of your daily shift starter, do a little walk through the store, make sure everybody knows what's what. Move faster. There is nothing more frustrating for me. I'm a bit of an A-type personality, if you hadn't guessed, right? I go into a store, I need some service. There's a salesperson and they're tied up in a conversation with another customer. Maybe it's just about business. Maybe, God help them, it's social at that stage of the game. And it's going on for a while. I'm fine with that. But then it's just going on and there's no acknowledgement that I even exist in the store. And there's other customers coming and going and we're all locked in. Listen, we sell to both the speed and the customer, but the speed of the store always comes first. So look at, if the store is not busy and the customer is not in a hurry, if you want to take a lot of time with the customer, great, that's your chance. Take a lot of time with the customer. Why? There's no other customers. The store's not very busy and they're not in a hurry. If the store's not very busy, but the customer's in a hurry, you spell to the speed of the customer. Now you're in a hurry, right? But if your store is busy, you need to move fast. You need to learn how to sell to multiple customers. I put together the cheesiest slide you're ever going to see about how we sell to more than one customer at a time. If you're a shoe retailer, this is easy. You get their shoes off. They're not going anywhere, right? You can juggle customers. If you're a fashion retailer, you get them in the change room. They're naked. They're not going anywhere. You can juggle more than one customer. But for the rest of us, there's a strategy to use. So, okay, you're the good looking person in the middle. You're waiting on customer number one. Customer number two arrives on the scene. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to acknowledge them. What's acknowledging them? Smile, give them the little "I'll be with you in a moment" type of idea. All right, that normally is good enough for 80% of those customers. They just want to know that you know they're alive and they're waiting for service. So they go, okay, I'm in the queue. I'm going to be good. But every now and then, they're getting impatient. They're starting to mess up your displays. They're huffing and puffing. They're stamping their foot. They're part horse, right, at that stage of the game. So now you know you've got to wait on that customer. So now you've got to do a couple things with your first customer. First off, you've got to get their permission. Hey, this customer seems like they've got a really pressing question. Do you mind if I go look after them really quick? I'm just going to be a minute, right? Then I'm going to get them busy. Listen, while I'm gone, why don't you have a look through here? Here's a brochure. Look at this tag. Look in this aisle here. This is another one I thought you liked. Maybe take a look at that. Get them busy with something and then get their commitment that they'll wait for you, right? So it's like, this customer's in a bit of a hurry. It looks like they probably have just a quick question. Do you mind if I just go answer the question? I'll be back in a minute. While I'm gone, have a look through here. Will you wait for me? And that "will you wait for me" is really important because now they're going to wait for you. You're going to go back and they're there, right? Now you go over to customer number two. What's the first thing that you do? You apologize to keep them waiting. Most important step in all of selling is rapport, likability. We apologize. Sorry to keep you waiting. It's been really busy in here. Is it busy everywhere today? If it's quick, you're going to serve them. Did you have something quick? Because I'm still tied up with this customer. Most of the time, it's just, yeah, I special ordered something. I don't know where to pick it up. Great, terrific. Head up to the customer service desk. Or I saw this. Where is this in the store? It's found over here. Normally, I would take you to it, but if you just, right, that's quick. But if they go, well, listen, I'm hosting a party and I was wondering what type of, oh, okay, well, that's going to take a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them busy. Okay, that's going to take a little bit of time. Why don't you get started here? Have a look through here, right? Will you wait for me while I finish up with my first customer? I go back to this customer, I return and I finish the sale. That's two customers. It looks like a lot of steps on the slide. It's just common sense to be able to do. Add-on strategies. If you take nothing else out of this, take a screenshot of this, take a picture of this. We're recording this, by the way. I think I'm recording this. Let me make sure that I started the recording again. Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Add-on strategies. You need a strategy at Christmas time, just like you do all year round. But there's some specific add-on strategies that work at Christmas. First, who else is on their list? Okay, so do any of you just have one person to buy for? Probably not. You probably have two, three, four, five, six people to buy for. So when somebody's come in and they're looking to buy something for, their brother, their son, their husband, their neighbor, the teacher, just whatever it is, whether you've successfully found something for them or not, just ask them, how's your Christmas shopping coming along? Who else do you still have to buy for? All I'm looking to do is open a door to a potential other sale. Oh, that's interesting. Have you thought about this? Because now you know what that might work. Don't assume just because you sold the one item, they're done. They have more items to buy. The self gift. Over 60% of people buy something for themselves. Why? Because you know the gifts you get kind of suck and you got to return them. So you buy yourself something, right? So I can't wordsmith it for you, but I just knowing this, I just plant the seed. I'd say, I was reading somewhere that a lot of people buy themselves a gift at Christmas. Did you see anything in the store that you'd just love to have for yourself? Right? As a possibility, right? Holiday entertaining, right? I showed you on the stats, right? Food, beverages, we all have people over or we go to people's houses or we're going to events or we're going to parties. Okay, well, that normally necessitates we're going to have to buy something. So, whether it's for the home or it's food or it's clothing, it's a hostess gift, it's whatever it is, just ask them. So, you guys do a lot of entertaining over the holidays? Do you have a lot of events to go to? Are you having people over? I just keep opening windows and doors, going, is there something there? Is there something there? Not just because I'm looking to sell from a cynical point of view, I'm looking to save them time, be of more value to them. Because think about it, if you were a consumer, you went in to buy something for your brother and you walked out of there, you got something for your sister, something for yourself, and somebody anticipated your holiday entertaining needs and you got that perfect candle or hat or scarf or whatever it is, how great of an experience is that? Right? So as much as people, oh, that's a lot of stuff. No, I'm trying to satisfy the customer. Then gift cards. I'm going to come back and talk about it. I showed you a stat earlier in here. I wouldn't start with a gift card. It's my add-on towards the end of the sale, right? And everybody's got to find their words, their language to be able to do it. But it's kind of like, have you ever been caught off guard when somebody comes up to your house and they give you a gift unexpectedly? Just a thought, having a couple gift cards around is a really good idea, right? Like you find your strategy, but figure out how you get it on the table. And then lastly, I think you could get an average of an extra 50 cents to a dollar on your average basket this year, maybe more, just by effectively marketing stocking stuffers and impulse items up by the cash desk, right? All those high impulse, high margin types of things, but you got to be able to, like, they just can't sit there. Somebody's got to like point them out. And so if it's a stocking stuffer, it's type of idea. I don't know if anybody exchanges stockings anymore, right? Just ask them, do you guys still exchange stockings in your family? If you're like ours, finding unique things to put in them, it's always a challenge. We've got some great ideas right over here. 5 strategies to use with every customer that comes in the store. Who's on the list? See anything for yourself. Are you entertaining a lot? Gift cards, stocking stuffers. Use them. I promise you they work. Gift cards, right? You can see the numbers here. Canadians planning to buy gift cards up to 47% this year. This number gets a little bit bigger every year. Why do we love them? I put the stats down on the bottom, right? As a retailer, like gift cards are God's gift to retail, right? The customer gives you money and they don't take any product, right? So you still have the product that you can sell to somebody, right? At that stage and get the cash from the sale of that product. Like, it's kind of like it's a really interesting proposition. And the dirty little truth is 10% of all gift cards never get redeemed. It's like they just made a donation to your store, right? And the best part about them is that 61% of people spend more than the value of the gift card when redeeming it. So if you give them a $50 gift card, people come in and go, well, the first 50 is free. I might spend 60, 65, right? Because it's only going to cost me 10 or 15, which is why we love it. And it comes in January, right? Most people give them at the holidays. Well, now all of a sudden January, which is it's an okay month, they start getting redeemed in there. We start recognizing the sales in those months. That's pretty impressive. So we want to be able to encourage them, wear buttons on them, merchandise them in 2 or 3 places around the store, point them out at the cash desk, get your cashiers pointing them out and selling them. They are a phenomenal thing. Teach your staff how the SWOT philosophy. You're going to sell out of some key items. So when a customer comes in and they go, hey, do you have that really hot item? And you've been sold out for the past 4 weeks of that hot item because everybody else is sold out of it too. What are you going to sell them instead? Have a strategy, right? Oh, sorry, we're sold out. Have you checked that store down the road? They might have it. Not a good idea, right? So what's your strategy, right? So when somebody comes in and says, hey, if you have that really item, oh, what did you really like about it? right? Like if I can find out about what they really liked about that item, I might be able to suggest to them other comparable items that have that, and plus maybe a little bit more. You know what? That was really popular. Everybody in the market, I think you probably know, is already sold out of that. But you know what we have? I actually have something I think is better, and a lot of our customers have started to buy that instead. Can I show it to you? Right? And now all of a sudden you have a strategy to try to move them over to something else. Also understand, to the degree that you have a successful holiday selling season is very much to the same degree you'll have a successful 2026. You are going to get a boatload of people coming into your store that have never been in your store or they haven't been in your store for a very long time, right? You gotta ensure that the experience that they have in your store is memorable. We know it can't be a bad experience, but it can't be mundane either. What's the reason you're giving them to actually come back, to remember you, to come back in? And 90% of the time, it's because you and the staff were amazing. That's why they're coming back in. You created an amazing experience for them, right? So get your staff thinking about that, guys. If we want to have a successful next year, it starts now. These people haven't been in before. We're going to see a lot of fresh new faces or infrequent faces. Let's dazzle them. Let's make it the greatest shopping experience in our mall, in our community. If you have a loyalty program, sign them up for your loyalty program. If you collect email addresses, get their email address. How are we supposed to market to all these new people if we don't know who they are? Get them on your programs. Cash counter selling. I know it's busy and we just want cashiers to be really efficient. I get that, right? But if you're not selling the additional impulsy items, if you're not at least casually pointing them out, hey, did you see these? Those have been really popular. We got these in and they're on sale. They're a great buy. Did you want to pick some up while you're here? Right? We're running a promo on, did you want, like, whatever it is, right? Get your cashiers working on these things. They're not just there to be efficient, quite frankly. They're there to sell. They're the most unpolluted sales people we have. They're not running around re-merchandising stuff, pulling stuff from the back room, getting price tags on stuff, marking down stuff. Nope. They're just face to face with the customer, right? They need to engage with the customers and get you an extra buck, $2, $3 on your average ticket. Do the math on that. How many transactions are you going to do times an extra dollar, $2 or $3? How many more sales is that at probably Keystone margin? It's a worthwhile campaign to do. All right, let's transition. I'm already way behind schedule, but we're going to get through it. Managing staff performance. So we move away from, okay, let's do a great job with the customers to, okay, how am I going to get my staff to work smarter and harder? Right? So what are we going to do in that area? First, daily huddles. Part of some of the AI artwork that's in here, I just don't know how we got to it. But anyway, you get the idea, right? Daily huddles, they're the most important 2, 3, 4 minutes of everybody's shift. If you are not running a daily huddle at the beginning of everybody's shift, not just at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of everybody's shift, you are, believe me, losing sales, you're losing efficiencies, you're losing employee engagement, you're creating gaps in customer experience, gaps in standards in the store, and you're going to start losing your staff too, right? It is just so easy to do. And people stop doing them when they get to the holidays. And I'm like, seriously, it's the most important time of the year. And we're going to stop doing our daily huddles. Really? Now's the time. We're going to stop at our most important time of the year that decides if we're going to be profitable or not as an organization. We're going to stop doing the most important 2, 3, 4 minutes of everybody's shift. Why? Because we're busy. Seriously. That's why you do them, is because you're busy, right? If you don't know how to run a daily huddle, send me an email. I will send you a little kit on how to run a daily huddle. No credit card required. I will just send them out to you. Run your huddles like your life depends on it. Stay focused on your goals. It's going to be the next slide too. You got to get your staff driving towards goals. We just get so busy with tasks to do that we forget there's a reason we're doing these things, right? We've got to like chase this thing down. It's our sales goals, conversion rate goals, if you have them, right? Your value per transaction. We decided to do that in Czechoslovakian for some reason. I don't know what happened with my font on that one, right? Items per sale, feature items, loyalty signups, do hourly readings. if you're not chasing your goals, keeping your people focused on what the big picture is, you're not going to hit it. But if I can get everybody just crazy focused on selling to more customers, getting more money from each customer, we're going to have a successful year. And the tasks will still get done. And quite frankly, there'll be more meaning towards doing the task, right? That's the idea, right? So if I'm a manager of the teams, it's like part of the daily huddle is talking about all the things that are on the screen here. Part of my coaching out on the floor is talking about all the things that are on the screen here. Part of my job as a manager is talking about strategies of all these things, doing hourly reads, making sure everybody knows how we're doing it, right? We drive the business. We do not live in a world where sales happen to us. We make sales happen. That's what we do as managers. That's how we drive our business out there. The daily top five. I stole this from somebody. This is not a graph thing, right? When you ask people, hey, so what can we do to improve our average basket today? You get content. But if you said, hey, what are 5 things you think we can do today to significantly improve our average basket? What's the first thing? What's the second thing? Third thing? Fourth? You will get 5 ideas. If you go, hey, what can we do? You get 1 or 2, and they might be good, they might not, right? So even when you're out there on the floor, just coach somebody. Hey, listen, what are your 3 favorite ways to be able to greet a customer when we're in a hurry? Right? What are the top 2 selling products that you see customers interested in? And from your perspective, what are the 2 best add-ons to go with each of those? Like give people targets, right, to be able to do, right? Hey, we missed our items for sale target yesterday. What are 3 things we could have done better yesterday? Right? And just get them. It builds accountability, it builds autonomy, it builds free thinking, creative thinking, right? And it gets people moving towards action as we go through it. Get serious about your metrics. We talked about that. Don't tolerate poor performance, by the way. Sounds like a terrible thing to tell you coming into the holidays, but I'll tell you, if you categorize your staffs as A's, B's, and C's, A's are your star performers, B's, the average performer, doing a pretty good job, not stealing too much. C performers, tricked you in the interview, or they're related to the boss, right? These people here are ruining the staff experience for everybody else, and they're ruining the customer experience, and they're ruining your life too, right? Just raise the bar on performance, right? Now's the time to kind of do it. And listen, you've done this for a long time. I've done this for a really long time. Here's what I know. Everybody, you, me, and every one of your staff has another gear, right? We all have another gear. It's just a question of how are we going to find it? How are we going to engage them in getting to that next gear, right? And your job as the manager is to kind of go, okay, what's that next gear, right? Where do I need you to be? Is it a skill thing? Is it a willingness thing? Right? Like what am I dealing with and how do I get you to move there? And quite frankly, just raising the level of expectation is all it takes. Sometimes it's like, listen, no, this is where we're at, but the guys, this is what we need to do during the next 6 weeks. This is how we're going to do it, and we're going to manage it to that level. It's not training, it's not coaching, it's just expectation setting. More, not less coaching. Get your butt out of the back room. Get your butt out on the floor. Easier for me to say than for you to do. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. But when we get busy, there's more coaching. Like, think about this. The best athletes in the world get ongoing coaching, right? The world of hockey, Connor McDavid, by far the best hockey player, still goes to practice every day. He still, when he comes back to the bench, has somebody in his ear giving him pointers and tips, whether it's a line mate or the coach behind him, right? And when they get to the playoffs and they're in the Stanley Cup Finals, there's more video to watch, there's more film to watch, there's more time on like, it's more, not less. Oh, we're really busy. I don't have time to talk to my staff. No, no, no. The only reason you're going to succeed is because of your staff, right? That's the idea, right? So more coaching, just force yourself to go, gonna run my huddle, gonna stay on the floor, I'm gonna provide coaching. 90% of what's going to roll off your tongue is catching them doing things right. 10% is gonna be corrective. So it's not like, God, I'm gonna coach them, I'm gonna be driving them crazy. Yeah, driving them crazy with recognition and rewards and praise for doing a good job because they do more right than wrong. And if I do that, I create an environment that's more progress driven, that's more rewarding, that's more recognition, provides greater levels of employee engagement. All those things drive a better customer experience, which drives greater results. Ignore your staff and you're going to get whatever it is you're going to get. Pay more attention to your staff, spend more time with them, coach them, catch them doing things right. They'll love you for it. Seasonals. I love seasonals because they smile better than anybody else, but for the most part, that's all they know how to do. So you got to get them up to speed, right? You, I know it's hard, short, impactful little onboarding sessions, right? Frequently asked questions, tip sheets, buddy systems. Just what's your plan to be able to do it? I guess is the question. Like, do you have one other than, well, they're going to come in and we're going to have them sign all the privacy documentation and the safety documentation and the employee handbook stuff. And I'm going to give them a little 30-minute little rah, teach them how the POS works over here, teach them how to bag stuff, and pray that this works. That's not very effective, right? Because if I walk in as a consumer and I ask that seasonal for some help and they can't do anything but smile, it's not particularly efficient for you. Stay on the floor. I talked about this thing. When you're out there, it's almost like you're this floor general, right? You're directing traffic. And a lot of you do this anyway. So I'm not here to suggest to you that you're not doing this. Who's selling? Who's not selling? Who's languishing? Who's looking down, right? Who are the customers that are not getting waited on, right? Directing traffic, setting the pace. You got a long lineup, work the lineup. Sell the lineup. Sell them while they're in line. They're buying something. They have money. They've got a product in their hand. They're in line, right? Like what can you do to be able to ensure that your store is running the way that it could? I don't know what's going on with some of these fonts. My apologies, because it didn't look like that 10 minutes ago. More contests for everybody, right? More contests all the time is what that says. I speak Greek or whatever language that is up there, right? I always say if I ran a store, I'd have a contest running every week. And people go, really? Every week? I go, well, think about it. What happens when you run a good contest? Behaviors change. If it's well designed, behaviors change. And those behaviors normally result in an improvement in some key metric in my store or a reduction of overstock inventory, right? Like I just know if it's well designed, it does that. So if that's what it takes to change their behaviors, why wouldn't I do one every week? And when the holidays come around, oh, come on. It's this is festive. It's supposed to be fun. I'd have a contest. Don't run a month-long contest. Everybody's got ADD. They're way too hard to. It's one shift long. It's 1 week long. Whatever the case is, everybody has a chance to win. The prizes are worthwhile. They're simple. It's easy. Catch your staff doing things right. I talked about it before. It's hard working in retail during the holidays. Even for the part-timers who don't work a lot of hours, it's hard. The expectations are really high. Most customers are great, but some customers are a little more stressed out than usual. The expectation of what you need to get done and the amount of time goes up, right? It's tiring, it's loud, it's never ending, it's Groundhog Day. They're doing lots right. Feed it. Feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, and you'll do much better. Let's move on to some store operational stuff. Things that, from a store operations perspective, let's get these things right. And if we get these things right, then then we can get to selling and then we can get to managing. None of these are very complicated. Retail's come along so far. Next year I might just take this section right out of the program. The cash desk. You got to keep the cash desk moving, right? I used to know the stat, and it's eluding me now. The number of times the customer abandons their purchase if they see 5 or more people in a lineup, right? So you gotta manage that process, right? To know that speed is an essential thing to get people through a lineup. The shopping experience has been great. The checkout experience is a nightmare. That's broken. It can't. Are there additional registers open? Is it there's somebody working too slow up at the front? Do we need baggers up front? How am I going to get these people through? Right? That's an important opportunity as you go on. Do all your maintenance checkup now. I'm sure you guys are all over this thing now. When you get to December 1, it's It's not that it's too late, but why are you worrying about lights and change rooms and printers and tickets and pens and paper and wrap and all that? Get on all that stuff right now. Get ahead of it because you don't want that stuff causing you a problem when we get really busy. I'm a big believer in this. And every store is different. I recognize everybody has different volumes of business that they do. So some of these are designed for stores that are busy, but I always like, we waited all year for all these customers to show up, and I go to stores and we're merchandising the store during the day while we're open. We're dragging boxes out of the back room, we're receiving stuff, we're marking stuff down. I'm like, okay, that's okay if you had such a busy morning. You sold out of everything on that shelf and now you have to go get some more and bring it out. In context, I'm okay with that. But it's like, why are we doing that at that stage? Right? One, think about this, just from an efficiency point of view. How long does it take to, you know, re receive a bunch of stuff and merchandise it on the floor when there's a bunch of customers around interrupting you, pulling you in different directions, right? It takes forever. How fast could you get it done if you did it before the store opens or after the store closes? Well, you could get it done in half the time. And I know you're talking about more hours, but if you're smart, it might just be optimizing your schedule to be able to do that. When you open that door for business, let's go. We're ready for business. The store is perfect at 9 a.m. every day. Perfect. It's ready to go. It's easier for me to say than for you to do. It's designed to get you pushing in a direction that's there. Empty out the back room. Most retailers have kind of solved this one. Not everybody. Inventory is nothing more than cash in disguise. So when you go into your back room and you see all the inventory that's back there, that's just cash. Now you got to ask yourself, would you want all of your cash just sitting there? I can't sell if it's back there. So what's back there that I can drag out and sell, right? How do I turn that inventory back into cash so that with that cash I can go buy newer, fresher inventory or invest in the store or a new bonus program or clean out your back rooms. Let's get it moving. Let's get that inventory turning through. For leaders, for leaders, the thing I talk about probably more than anything, this five foundations. If you're a client of mine, you've been through this with me. It's so fundamental. All week I've been talking to a major chain about this. We're running a program for them. If you're interested in getting your staff to work smarter and harder, you need to apply five foundations thinking, right? Get your staff focused on goals. Humans are goal driven. Talk about your goals at the shift starters. Talk about your goals all day long. Ask people, what's the goal? What's the goal? What's the goal? What are we chasing today? What are we chasing? What are we chasing? What are we chasing? Number two, how are we doing? Share results. Where are we at on that? Right? Not at the end of the day, throughout the day, letting them know how it's going, how it's going, how it's going. Next, accountability. Got to make it important, right? So if we're running behind, okay, guys, what are three things we could do to improve it? That's accountability at that stage of the game, right? Pointing it out when we win and pointing it out every single time when we're not winning, but not from a blame accusation thing. What are we going to do? We've got to turn it around. How are we going to turn this around? Because you can't have a goal in place, fall short of the goal, and then not talk about it. Because then you have no credibility as a manager. Ongoing training and coaching every day from now to the end of the year and all year. What's your standard of the day? What's the product knowledge tip of the day? What's your selling tip of the day specific to Christmas? What's your technical training, if depending on the type of store, right, that you're in, right? Every single day we have these things so that we're learning, we're growing, we have the ability to actually hit the goals. And then the last one, lots of recognition. What's your contest? What's your reward system? What's your recognition system? I want to come into work as an employee and know that we are productivity driven. There's goals. We know how we're doing. And oh my God, it's so worthwhile. I always feel like we're winning. I always feel like I get the recognition that's deserving because I've been busting my butt and doing a really good job. I do those five things. I promise you, your staff work smarter and harder. If they work smarter and harder, you sell more every single time. All right, the topic I should never talk about is marketing. So all the content in here is not mine. It's stuff that I've borrowed, begged, stolen, seen, learned from my clients about marketing. depending on the organization that you represent, you're not responsible for marketing. There's nothing you can do about any of these ideas other than sit back and listen and go, okay, does this kind of make a little bit of sense? Um, Marketing to your existing customers, well, we can all do that. Your customers that buy from you probably like you to a certain degree. Some of them love you an awful lot, right? How do you stay in touch with them? Like I'm a big fan of outreach programs, right? What's your organization doing to reach back out to those customers? Because they know you and they love you. If you reach back out and just because you wanted them to know that you just got something new in or were running a promotion, a lot of those people are going to show up. Not all of them. But if you get 10% of those people to show up, that's how many people is that, right? If you called 60 people and only six of them came in, but each of them came in and spent your average transaction, that's six extra sales over the course of the day just for making a few phone calls out the door, right? It's a really important thing. It just boggles my mind why we've got gobbledygook at the top of these slides. You need to stop the customers walking by with your signage. This is for street front retailers, right? So if you're a street front, how do you get them to stop, right? Your screen, your digital screens, your A-frames. I have all these people going by. To the degree that you have great windows, great signs, is the degree that we get more of these people coming in. The newest traffic counting technology tracks people based on their phone. So the cool thing about that, if you're using that technology, I know how many people came into my store, but I also know how many people walked by the front of my store. Oh, okay, well, that's a terrifying number because now you discover that a very small percentage of the people who walked by actually came into your store. Well, the role of your storefront is to get more of those people to stop and come into your store. It deserves a ton of time, energy, and resources to do it. Convenience is so important for consumers. People are time stretched, not everybody. A lot of people are. Curbside. Is it in stock? Is it all properly priced? Can we do stuff that's pre-wrapped? Have you best sellers get featured, hero products featured, easy, right? I would have displays in my store of these are our top 10 items. These are our staff picks, right? I don't know. Just make it easy for them. That's so much more convenient, right? If you're a store that sells products predominantly for women and it's men coming in to buy it, believe me, make it easy, right? Point me in the right direction. Oh, these are the top 10 items. Oh, these are the five staff picks that you think are the greatest things in the world since sliced bread. Okay, I'm in, right? Oh, you have this and you have it pre-wrapped. You are my hero, right? At that stage of the game, right? All those things matter. Available staff, gift guides. Just think, where is the friction in shopping in your store and how can you eliminate that friction point or minimize that friction point? And if you do that, then you start becoming more convenient, right? If you've watched sales in stores, some of them just look like they're difficult. There's a lot of stuff going on. Customer doesn't look like they're having a good time in there. I want to make holiday shopping as convenient as possible for my customers. Experience, it's the holidays, right? When you signed on, you heard your first blast of Christmas music. I don't know if I should apologize or say you're welcome for that, right? It's the holidays. The holidays are about joy. It's about giving. It's about excitement and laughter. Look at your store environment. Does it model that? If it does, I'm going to spend longer in your store. The longer I stay in your store, the more likely it is I am to buy something from you there. Drinks, food, music. Play your music louder than you think you probably should. Events, demos, decorations, surprises, flash sales. What are you doing? They just stand there and go, okay, what's going to be amazing for the customer when they walk in today? This is holiday, man. What is it? What are we doing in here besides we have some products with a price tag on them sitting on a shelf? Okay, well, that's not exciting, right? What can you do to create a great experience? Think about bundling. I'm a big believer in trying to, at the holidays, of driving up your average sale. So how do I drive up average sale? Sometimes it's by showing bundled pricing, right? Like grocery stores do this. You go in to buy some green onions and they're priced at three for, $8. I don't know what the price is, right? But three for $8. Okay, well, you can buy one, right? But you watch people, they buy three at that stage. Where are the opportunities in your store to do bundling to be able to do it. There was a store close to my office here, um, giftware, liquor related giftware, did a great job of creating gift boxes with their stuff, which is a bundling thing. So instead of people coming in and buying a couple of glasses, they would buy a couple of glasses and a shaker and a stir and a jigger. And all of a sudden, instead of a $50 sale, it's a $150 sale. Where are those opportunities for you to be able to to bundle things? Your VIP customers. Oh, 80-20 rule, right? Who are your best customers? Who are those 20%? You probably know who they are. What are you doing for them? What are you doing for them? Right? Where's the reward for them? Where's your recognition of them? How can you attract them to come to your store more often? Right? Are you going to run a special night for your VIP customers, a special promotion just for them? And maybe just a special promotion is they're coming to your store, you're going to have some champagne available for them so that they come in and they get first access to the new, I don't know what it is, right? But if you're just treating them like everybody else, you're missing the point of why it is they've been supporting your store. What can you give back to them? Most of you can't do this. This is more of an independent thing. I've talked to a lot of independent retailers that try this and they do a flash sale. If they have a good social media following out there, they do a 2 hour sale. 2 hour sale, but it's promoted just on social channels, right? So it's like a flash, drop sale. It's a manager sale. It's an IG sale. It's from here to here. It starts now. It's going to end here. Limited quantity. And depending on your location and the size of your social following, man, oh man, you can find that those extra 10 or 15 sales, right, over the course of the day, right? Drive January sales with gift cards. We talked about that earlier. It's a huge opportunity for you to be able to do it. And you can't be in business anymore just to make money. Where's your community give back? Where's your charitable give back, right? Do you have something in place that you can promote to make your customers feel better about shopping there? But not just your customers feel better, makes your staff feel better about working for your organization. Why? Because you're doing good out there. Where's your give back? Where's your do good, right? In your organization? Are you a coat drop, right? You doing a toy drive? Are we donating 1% of sales to, I don't, you decide, but we should be doing something out there. All right. That's a boatload of ideas. I've reached that slide that tells me we're into the tips for independence. So for all of you that are working for a retail chain that don't have control over things like your hours and your refund policy, you are welcome to get back out there and crush your stay with sales. As I said, find five, maybe more of these ideas and get moving. Sometimes I think all we do in these programs is just give you the push, the inspiration to go and get moving, right? You probably like going through some of these ideas and go, yeah, we know that. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll go do that. There's a big difference between knowing and doing. There's a sense of urgency that you have to create to get things done. It's November, what, 6th today? Come on. We have literally 6, 7 weeks of glorious selling opportunities. Let's get moving on those. If you're signing off, great to see you today. For the rest of us that are staying around, tips for independence, 10 things for you to do. The first one's going to stress you guys right out. Extend your hours. Everybody's like, really, Graf? Really? All right, we got to extend our hours on this thing. Yeah, most of your hours, you're open when people are at work, and then they get off work and you're closed. Like, it's just, I don't know. Customers are busy. Open 30 minutes earlier in the day. If you're in a mall, for sure, open 30 minutes earlier. There's all those mall walkers in there, eh? Yeah, like if you're open, they're coming in. You beat everybody to the punch. You beat everybody to their wallet, right? If you're not, if you're on a street front location, if you're not normally open on, Thursday night, open on Thursday night, right? If you're open on Friday night but only open till 8, open till 9, right? Like it's just these extra hours. You will cover the wage cost of running them. You wait all year for this, and it drives me crazy. I go and people are, oh, well, we're closed. We're always closed on, Monday. Okay, well, why are you closed on Monday during the holidays? Like, oh, we only open Friday night and Saturday we close at 6. Really? Really? We waited all year for this. And we're going to do that. Like, I think you get the point, right? I know it's your life. You went into business to make some money. If you are independently wealthy and you don't need to make more sales, then don't do this. If you would like to make more sales, be open longer. Your return policy. If you don't have a liberal return policy at this stage of the game, you're behind. Keep in mind, we don't put return policies in place, refund policies, because we want to get people their money back. We put them in place to make selling easier. And in the holiday season where people are buying gifts for other people, a full refund policy becomes more important. It removes that barrier to making a purchase decision so that your staff can say, listen, buy it for her. If it doesn't work out, she can bring it back for a full refund. Right? Like, come on. Like, that's so easy then. Well, all sales are final. Oh, geez, I'm out. Well, we could exchange it for a store credit. Well, what if she doesn't like anything in your store? Right? You're just losing sale after sale after sale after sale by having a restricted one. And listen, at the end of the day, are some people going to take advantage of your refund policy? Probably, but you're going to identify that pretty early on. And I say to people all the time, okay, so we're going to lose some money to fraudulent refunds. I understand that. I'll give you that one. And then I always say, how much do you pay in interchange fees, discount fees to Visa, MasterCard, and American Express over the year? Tens of thousands of dollars. Why? Because you accept plastics. You went, I'm going to move away from cash and I'm going to accept these forms of payment. And I know there's a price to me in my business for doing that. And we're okay with that. And that's on every sale. We're giving away 1.5%, 2%, 3% of our sales. Like off your margin, right? We're giving that stuff away, but we're concerned that we might lose a couple $1,000s in fraudulent refunds. It's a little wacky, right, on this thing. So challenge yourself on it. Sell and work with other retailers, right? Like, what can you do? Like, they all have customers going in. How can you get them to send their customers to you and you the other way? Or there's all these employees that are working in there. Can you have a special shopping evening just for them? They'll love you for it, right? When you go around special, downtown shopping night in my store, 20% off for everybody that comes that works at a store downtown, our way of saying thank you and being part of our community. And now all of a sudden these people come in and then they become your fans and now they're telling their customers about your store, right? I don't know. Consider it. It's a possibility. Making it easy to shop. We talked about these things, signage, lineups, obstructing the aisles. Give people a basket, right? Depends on your store. I know, but like we worked with like a liquor retailer and we got the staff to do it's so simple, right? Customers coming in. If you see a customer with two bottles in their hand, you better get over there and get them a little hand basket, right? Because they're done shopping at that stage, right? If I get two bottles, I'm done, right? So we started to put piles of baskets in different parts of the store, not just up at the front of the store, so we could easily get them a basket. What happened to average sale? It went up. Why? This person's got two bottles. They're probably open to buying a third. I'm guessing at that stage of the game if I can make it easy for them. Make it easy to buy. Pre-wrapped gifts. Get the $20 pre-wrapped items on the counter. Free gift wrapping, gifts, boxes. Don't be that retailer this year that, oh, I'm sorry, we've run out of our gift boxes and it's December 10th. Like, seriously, how bad of a planning job is that? You have gift boxes, have gift boxes. Like it's offensive to the consumer that your buying is so bad that you ran out of gift boxes on December 10th, right? No, that's just that if you just don't have them if you're not committed to having them all the way through, right? It's as simple as that, right? Why would you do something half-ass and disappoint all your customers? Feed customers. Again, this is just how do I get you to stay in the store longer, right? You know better than I do your type of store. What are the things you could do to get them to stay longer? Sampling, music, offering them a coffee, offering them a glass of wine. Like it depends on your store, right? What will get them to spend longer in there? We talked about windows earlier. My office is in downtown Oakville. It's a great little retail community down here. Less than 20% of the stores have windows that I think are actually compelling enough to drag anybody in. It drives me nuts. There's like 7 million customers, right, over the course of the year that go up and down these streets. And I'm like, 20% of you have put the time and effort into your windows to convince those people to come in. Go outside your store, take a look at your window. Would you come in? Like, if not, change your window. And you can't leave it up there for 2 months trying to like beat your customer into submission. It's like keep your windows fresh every 30 days, change it around, right? You have, I know it's expensive. I know it's hard. Nobody said retail is going to be easy. Get involved with your community. If you're an independent retailer, and we talk to the chains about getting involved, you as an independent retailer, you really need to be part of the community, right? Sponsoring the local kids team, getting involved with the church group. What is your thing? Because that drags people in and it also helps you with staff. Don't panic with markdowns. It's easier for me to say than for you to do because you're going, Graph, that's my inventory, that's my cash. And if you start off slow, you're thinking, I've got to convert it back into cash because I got some bills to pay. I have a holiday coming up. I need money for that. Big guys always drop their pants early, right? The big guys, they're always going to start discounting earlier. We don't have the Bay to worry about anymore. They were the leader in that. Well, they did it to themselves. They're finally gone. Um, but you have other people that will look like they're starting to discount earlier. They've started with higher marks so they can afford the discount that they're offering. So if you have started with a 60% gross margin and you're trying to get to a maintained margin of 45, yeah, you've got some room. You could probably do this. But if you're like most independents, you start at 50 and you're trying to end up at 45 and well, you're screwed, right? Because every time you make markdown, you're dropping your margin down below 45 and you're not going to get to your maintained margin at the end of the year, right? Last minute shoppers, not all of them, are looking for selection, not price. Do you have it? If you have it, I'll buy it, right? If you've bought stuff and it's not selling, it's a dog, mark it down. Boxing week is a big week. The first couple weeks of January now are good weeks of selling. Why? Gift cards. So if you still have some inventory and it's coming into Boxing week, first couple weeks of January, you're in better shape now than you used to be. And with that, I've made it to the end. Somehow, some way, I got this done in exactly 57 minutes so that I can get you guys back on your way. Listen, retail's never been easy. It's not easier this year. It's not any harder this year. But there is a world of opportunity to drive more sales into your store, more profit into your store this holiday season than ever before. Not because of the economy, but because of the potential that exists in every single store. Get serious about driving as much potential as you can out of every customer that walks in your store. It's not about being aggressive or assertive. It's about being a better merchant with everything we do. So with that, that is your Retailer's Guide to a Successful Christmas version 2025. Hopefully you found some good value in it. I will be the first to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thanks, everybody. Have a great season.